Good morning. So today I want to talk about getting back up. So, as everybody knows, you go through life and there's going to be some hard times, and sometimes you'll feel like you have more than everyone else, but trust me, everybody has their hard times, whether or not they like to show it. But what's even harder than going through whatever it is you're going through is getting back up. Because when something happens, whether it's you lost a job, you lost a friend, you lost family, there was death, there was something major that happened in your life that knocked you down and kept you down for a little bit. These things happen. They happen to everybody in life. It happens when you least expect it. It happens when you can see it coming a mile away. But in these moments, we have a lot of people that are always there, who are trying to be there for us, to help us out, to strengthen us as we're going through this. So when a family member dies or a friend dies, there's usually a bunch of other people who are going through the same thing, and you're all coming together and mourning the loss but celebrating the life that you had with them. So you have this support. The same thing when you lose a job, there's usually a lot of people around you that will be sympathetic, they'll help, that'll be there for you. But here's the thing, that only lasts so long. So after a while, whether or not you're over it, a lot of that help kind of slowly dissipates. And now it's nothing on them, it's just kind of what happens, life goes on. And so now you're forced to kind of get over it on your own, which is a good thing, because you get to build that strength inside yourself. You get to make a conscious decision that you're going to make yourself better than you were yesterday. Now, this isn't a really easy thing. This is a really hard thing, and quite honestly, quite terrifying. So depending on the person that you lose, how big of an influence they had on your life, it can be really difficult to get over that, to move on from that, especially if it's somebody who you saw on a regular basis, who you were regularly talking to, because suddenly that person's not there anymore. If you lost a job, it's not the whole not being employed, it's starting a new job. That's the really scary part, because sorry, I've got a thing in my throat. It could be that you were fired and now you're really nervous. What does this mean for my next job? What if it happens again? I don't want it to happen again. And you start to panic and overthink. If you left your job because it either wasn't good, it was too stressful, whatever the case was, you're starting your new job thinking, what's going to happen now? Maybe it's going to be the same thing. Maybe I shouldn't have left. Especially, there's sometimes when you leave a job and you're like, oh, but they had really good benefits, or they paid really well, and I know I was really stressed, but maybe I shouldn't have done that. And it happens. Everybody goes through these things. That's how we learn. But the important thing is, when you're starting again, whether you're going back to a job, or you're starting a new job, or you're beginning that next chapter in your life, that's when you get back up and you keep going. And it is one of the hardest times, because like I said, you're doing this a lot of the times on your own. You're just trying to figure out what you're doing. Now, a lot of people will be there for you, your friends, your family, new coworkers will be there along the way with you. So you're not entirely alone. So that kind of has its own little time limit. Whenever you get that new job, that's when you're going to have to get up. There's a deadline. You can't just, well, I'll wait another week, or I'm not ready today. So some things have time limits. However, you still need to make the decision to get up and go, to decide that's in the past. That was yesterday, that was last week, that was last month, that was last year. That is in the past, and we're going to start new, and we're going to do this with everything we have, and we're going to make it work. So as most of you know, I lost my job a while back, like a few months ago. May. Yeah, I have to think about it. I haven't had a job since then. I've been trying to take it easy. It was really stressful for me, and it was really frustrating. And there was a lot of things that I had to work through to get over it. And in some ways, I'm still working through it. However, I got a new job. I got offered a position a couple weeks ago with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and I start today. So that's one of the reasons it's really early today. But I start today, and I'm really excited to start today. But I'm also really nervous because I didn't quit my last job. So I'm worried, what if they think the same things? What if it's the same thing again? What if it's my fault? What if, and all of the what ifs and the little demons in your head that tell you it was your fault and everything's your fault and, pulling you back down are going through my head. But I woke up this morning with a conscious decision that it's going to be a good day. That I'm going to go, and it doesn't matter what happens at the end of this adventure. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to do my best. And I'm going to get up, and I'm going to do it. Because it's time. Because I know what I'm capable of. Because at the end of the day, they saw something in me that they wanted to add to their company. Whether it's what they see in a month or a year, that's yet to be determined. But right now, they asked me to come in, and they want me to join their team. So I need to take that and run with it, and make that my little motivation. Try to silence the little voices in the back of your head that tell you you're not ready for this, you can't do this yet, or it's not time yet. What do they know? Try to encourage those little voices. Your parents that tell you you can do it, you just need to do it. That new employer who's giving you a chance. The new friends that you're making. The family members that are around you. All of the positive voices that are telling you it's time and you can do this. Listen to those. Put everything else, all the doubt out of your mind. Because a lot of the times that new chapter in your life is going to be scary. It's going to be nerve-wracking. You're not 100% sure what you're going to be doing anyway because it's new. That doesn't mean that it's not going to be good. That doesn't mean you're not going to figure it out. It just means it's new. And this goes for so many different parts of our lives. When you decide to have your first kid, you don't know what that's going to be like. I've heard a lot of people who I know that have kids that have their first kid and they know what's going to happen when they have their second kid, and their second kid completely throws them off, and they're like, well, at least now we know. And they have the third kid, and it's like, well, they're all different and we never knew what we were getting into. We just thought we did. And it's like that for everything. When you start a new job, you don't know what you're getting into. You can think you know, and you can do your best to educate yourself, but it's going to be new, and it's going to be that adventure of figuring things out and putting things together and getting up from wherever you left yourself and doing the next thing. Because you can sit and wait for life, but it will keep going. It won't wait for you. So instead of sitting down and letting it pass you by, get up and try. And yeah, maybe you might get up a couple of times because it's a little hard. Maybe you'll stumble through the first couple of days of it or the first couple of weeks of it. That doesn't mean it's not time. It just means that you're stumbling a little bit, and that's okay. Get up and do it anyway. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. And it's up to you what you're going to make of it, not anybody else. And it no longer matters what anybody else said about you. If the reasons you left your last job, or the reasons they left you, or the reasons why a relationship ended, or anything like that. It doesn't matter anymore. Because that's the past. You can take it in if it's going to make you better, but push it out if it's just going to hurt you. Because you need to keep going, because they're going to keep going, whether or not you do. Now I've got myself on a clock today, so I gotta get running, but hopefully that helped y'all. Thanks for listening.